Okay. So today we have verses 47, 48, 49, 50, and 51 of chapter 11 of the Bhagavad Gita lined up. So I'll start with verse number 47. Shri Bhagavanuvachah Maya prasnena tavarjunedam Rupam param darshitmatmayogat Tejomayam Vishma Anantamadhyam Yanme Tvadanyena Nadrishta Purvam. So the Lord said, by my grace, O Arjun, this form of mine has been shown to you. By my own yoga, supreme, resplendent, primeval, endless, universal form of mine, which has not been seen before by anyone else than you. So let's translate. Shri Bhagavan Uvach, the Lord said, Maya, by me, prasannen, prasann hokar. So by my grace, prasannen therefore implies by my grace. Tav, to you, Arjun, of course, is Arjun. Idam, this rupam is form, param, supreme. Darshitam, darshan dena, so darshitam becomes shown. Atma yogat. So Atma and Yog. So by my own yogic powers or by my own yoga, Tejomaya, resplendent, Vishwam is universal, Anantam is infinite, endless, Adhyam is primeval, Yat which, me of mine, Tvadanyen, no one other than you, na not Drisht Purvam, seen before. So Krishna says that by my grace, O Arjun, this form of mine has been shown to you. By my own yoga, supreme, resplendent, primeval, endless, universal form of mine, which has not been seen by anyone else than you. So let's chant it together. Shri Bhagavanuvachah Maya prasnena tavarjunedam Rupam param darshitmatmayogat Tejomayam Vishwam Anantamadhyam Yanme Tvadanyena Drishta Purvam. So Krishna understands Arjun's limitation in viewing the cosmic form. Arjun had asked the Lord to show his cosmic form, and the Lord had obliged, in fact, had given him the divine vision to view the form. And we may recollect that initially when the cosmic form, the vision of the cosmic form started, it started with a pleasant form. And gradually it changed into a terror-inspiring form. And that is when Arjun asked the Lord to withdraw it, and as he could not bear it. So here Krishna starts speaking, and he reassures Arjun that Krishna, out of his own will, out of his own grace, voluntarily has shown this form to Arjun. Arjun requested, that's all right. But it was the grace of the Lord that this form was shown to Arjun. It was out of Krishna's love and compassion towards Arjun. And how did he show the form? Through his yogic powers. So through Lord Krishna's powers, Krishna was able to show that form to Arjun, not from Arjun's powers. Okay. And so when we talk of the yogic powers, is means basically to unite with that one Of course, Lord Krishna is that one. And when we start seeing that many in that one form, so that is what this chapter is about, that we are seeing many in that one form. The previous chapter, the Vibhuti Yoga chapter, we were seeing that power in the many forms, right? So this is just the reverse. So through Lord's yogic powers, Arjun could view the form, and through the grace of the Lord. Now it is, we must understand this, that it's just, when you look at a seed of any tree, of any, so let's say we are looking at the people seed, or we are looking at the jackfruit seed, then it is a lot of imagination that is required to visualize the whole tree with its root, trunk, branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits coming out of that tiny seed, right? And if we were to show it to a child, the child would probably not believe us, right? So it needs a lot of visualization to even appreciate something like a small seed giving rise to a huge tree. So in Krishna's form, we find it difficult to comprehend that one reality, which is the source, the support of the entire creation of many universes. And also, when these universes dissolve, they all go back into that one reality. So the significance of the form must be appreciated. I mean, because what are we saying? That the creation and the destruction coexist, right? They're part and parcel of that same power. And we must, in our lives, take them with equanimity. Most of us tend to get attached to the pleasant, favorable circumstances, and we like to run away or avoid the unpleasant circumstances. Now, the universal form is telling us that it is including, the Lord's universal form is including both the good and the bad. And it is giving equal importance to both these aspects. So we must also learn to view the same God in all aspects of our life. Whether life is pleasant or whether it's unpleasant, we should not get overwhelmed and get out of get distressed if life is bad, and get such a swollen head, or jump for joy if life is good for us. So we must learn to teach with equanimity both the good and the bad in life. And the other important thing that the universal form is telling us, that we must not objectify the form. That means we must not treat the form as being separate from us. We are part and parcel of that same form. We are not different from the form. The form is not outside us. We are within the form. And to drive home this point, the Lord is using certain adjectives in this verse. He is describing the universal form as supreme, paramam, resplendent, tejomayam, endless, anantam, and primeval, or adyam. So these adjectives indicate the Lord's infinite and all-pervasive, all-inclusive stature. It is that infinity which is beyond human perception or emotions and thought. So it is basically beyond our body, mind, and intellect. And Krishna says that no one has seen this form. So of the infinite generations of people till that point of time, Arjun is fortunate and one of the rare ones to have seen this form. That form which depicts that, it's the same ocean which are there in all the waves. or all the waves are part of that ocean, because we are talking of many to one. All ornaments are in that gold. All universes are in that God. And it is only Arjun's extreme devotion towards Lord Krishna that has earned him this privilege of being able to view the cosmic form which the God, which Lord Krishna displayed by his own grace and his own powers to Arjuna. So let's move on to the next verse. Verse number 48. न वेदयज्ञाधनयनैर्दानेर्न च क्रियाभिर्न तपोभिरुग्रे एवं रूपः शक्य अहं नृलोके द्रष्टुं त्वदयेन कुरु प्रवीरः. So neither by the study of Vedas, nor by yajnas or sacrifices, nor by gifts or donations, nor by rituals, nor by severe austerities can I be seen in such a form in the world of men or amongst the humans by anyone other than you, O hero of the Kurus. So let's take this up word by word. Na is not. Ved Yagya Adhyane. So Ved are the Vedas, Adhyan is study, and Yagya is sacrifices. So Ved Yagya Adhyane becomes by study of the Vedas and by yajnas or sacrifices. Na is always not. So na dane by gifts or donations, na not, cha and kriya bhi by kriyas, rituals. Na not, tapobhi by austerities. Ugre is severe austerities. Tapobhi ugre so becomes by severe austerities. Evam rupam, in this form or in such a form, shakya can, aham I, nriloke, nar lok, so in the world of men or mortals, drishtam to be seen, tattvam than you, anayen is by another. Kuru Pravir. So Kuru is the clan and Pravir is the hero amongst the hero. So Kuru Pravir is an adjective that Krishna is using for Arjun, meaning, O great hero of the Kurus. So what the verse is saying is that, or what Krishna is saying is that neither by the study of Vedas, nor by yajnas, nor by gifts, nor by rituals, nor by severe austerities can I be seen in such a form in the world of humanity by anyone other than you, O great hero of the Kurus. So let's chant it together. न वेदयज्ञाधयन्नैर्न दानेर्न च क्रियाभिर्न तपोभिरुग्रे एवं रूपः शक्य अहं नृलोके द्रष्टुं तद्वन्येन कुरु प्रवीरः. So the verse is mentioning various practices or the various paths that are available to the seeker on his or her spiritual journey. And these paths are at the various level of our personality. So they are available at the body, mind, and intellect levels. Now we are talking of the study of the Vedas. So Vedas are the greatest scriptures. They're considered aparusha, that means they were revealed to mankind, and they help mankind reach that ultimate God, that ultimate truth. And they describe Brahman as the imperishable, changeless substratum. And they indicate how to reach that God or Brahman. So when we study Vedas or our scriptures, including the Bhagavad Gita, Our intellect is charged with this spiritual knowledge, and our mind is accordingly affected. So it becomes sacrificial and charitable. So our mind is now, after the study of the scriptures, becomes sacrificial and charitable. We are inclined towards service and sacrifice instead of constantly acquiring, senselessly for our to satisfy our ego and our ourselves, I, me, myself. So that starts taking a back seat. Now, because we are disciplining, we are gaining knowledge, so we are disciplining the mind. The body consequently is prone or starts performing the obligatory actions, the duties which we should be doing. And all these austerities, in a way, they are also austerities. They propel us on our spiritual journey. They are catalysts. We start moving ahead on our journey. Or they're like, so when you're going, let's say, to Goa, you will not take villains with you in this weather, right? So accordingly, you take off all that is not required and you just keep what is required on your journey. So all these practices purify our mind, purge it of selfishness and ego, and the mind is now prepared to receive the grace of the God and take that final leap of faith that we have been talking for some time. However, Lord Krishna says that these practices per se will not provide us or help us with the vision of that God. So you may say, okay, I've donated all my wealth. I'm sitting on the road now and asking for alms, but I don't see that God. I've done great charity. I've executed excellent thermal projects for the welfare of the country or infrastructure projects, and I've done great penance. They will give you commensurate gains in the world, but they will not help one realize that cosmic form. It is only through the grace of God that will appear to us, right? It's like saying that when you are dreaming, see, when you lie down and you dream, the dream progresses, but you're a dreamer. The moment you wake up, you've become awake. I mean, you're awake, and so the dream is gone. So these two states are different, and we cannot perceive God with our body, mind, and intellect. These are finite, and they function in the finite realm. We can only experience the world and finiteness through our finite equipments. We, as we progress, we become that self. So now, once we are awake, then when you say talk of the world, it's not there for you, for someone who is realized. So Krishna is saying that whoever is a mortal has not seen God, and nor can God be seen by a mortal. That is what it means. So either you are in this state, the dreaming state, or you are awake. So the two do not really overlap. So Krishna provided Arjun his yogic powers and his divine vision to visualize that cosmic form. Also, his own grace, God's grace. And of course, Arjun, devotion was what motivated the Lord for bestowing his grace on Arjun. Now, the other import is that we may, as always, when such kind of verses come up, we think that, so what is the point of reading, doing sacrifices, doing rituals? They're useless. We should not think of it like that. The point is that all these practices, the Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga, all the practices that are part of these yogas, they must be accompanied by devotion to the Lord. And then, hopefully, God's grace will fall on us. So that is verse number 48. Now, moving on to verse number 49. Mate vyatha macha vimudha bhavo drishtva rupam ghoramihimam medam vyapet bhi prita manah punastvam tadveva me rup medam prapaschah. So Krishna says, be not bewildered, having seen this terrible form of mine. Fearless, with gladdened heart, you behold again this former form of mine. So let's take this up word by word. Ma is not, te you, vyatha, agitated or fearful. Ma not, cha and vimud bhav, or with the bewildered status where your faculties are not functioning. Drishtva, having seen. Rupam is form. Ghor, ghoram is terrible. Ida, such. Mam, my. Idam, this. Vyapet is fearless. So be fearless. Preet mana. So with gladness in your heart, preet in your heart. Mana is man. So preet mana becomes with gladdened heart. Punaha again. Thwam you. Tat that meaning the former version of Krishna, vision of Krishna. Ev, even, may, my, rupam form, idam, this, prapascha is behold. So be not bewildered, having seen this terrible form of mine, fearless and with gladdened heart, you behold again this former form of mine. So let's chant it together. Mate vyatha macha vimud bhavo drishtva rupam ghoramihamadetam vyapet bhi prita manah punastvam tadeva me rupamidam prapaschah. So this is simple. Once, I mean, Lord Krishna understands Arjun's limitations in facing the cosmic form. He understands that the cosmic form which he has started displaying, which was pleasant earlier and became terrible later on, did was too much for Arjun to behold. And when Arjun asks now to behold, to withdraw that form, Lord Krishna removes, and he continues to pacify Arjun and offers to return to his gentle form. So anyone remembers the message that is there in this particular sequence of events that we discussed last time also? What is the message here? Anyone? Okay, so the message here is that we must bite as much as we can chew, or on our spiritual journey, we cannot exceed our capacity. And that is what had happened to Arjun here. He asked for that cosmic form, but he did not have the capacity to behold the entire form. So when we proceed on our spiritual journey, we must not exceed our limits. So if I can only listen to half an hour of spiritual sessions in a week, that I should work on that capacity initially, maybe try and increase it and not exceed it. We must not be in a hurry to reach the goal. Exceeding our limits and hurrying, being in a hurry, any of these traits, if we start exhibiting them, we will be fearful and we will be confused, which is what is currently Arjun's state. And that's why he's asking for withdrawal of the cosmic form. And like Arjun, we will have to fall back and retrace our steps. So when Arjun is asking for withdrawal of the form, that means he is not able to he's getting distressed, he's getting bewildered with that horrible form. So this is the message for us. Moving on to verse number 50. Sanjaya uvacha एत्यार्जुनं वासुदेवस्ततोक्त्वा स्वकं रूपं दर्शयामास भूयः आश्वासयामास च भीतमीनं भूत्वा पुनः सौम्य Vapur-Mahatma. So the verse translates to Sanjaya spoke. Having spoken thus to Arjun, Vasudev again revealed his own form, and the great soul, assuming his gentle form, pacified him who was terrified. So let's take this up word by word. Sanjay Uvach, Sanjay spoke. Iti, thus. Arjun Nam becomes to Arjun. Vasudev is the name for Krishna here. Devas of the Vasus. So Vasudev. Tatha, thus. Uktva, having spoken. Swakam, his own. Rupam, form. Darshayamas, showed. Bhuya, again. Ashvasyamasa, pacifying or pacified. Cha, and Bhitam is one who was terrified. Enam, him. Bhutva, having become. Punha, again. Saumya Vapu is gentle, of gentle form. Mahatma, that great soul, or great soul, not that great soul. So Sanjay spoke. Having thus spoken to Arjun, Vasudev again revealed his own form, and the great soul, assuming his gentle form, pacified him who was terrified. So let's chant it together. Sanjaya uvacha etyarjunam vasudevastatoktva swakam rupam darshayamas bhuyah आश्वासयामास च भीतमीनं भूत्वा पुनः सौम्य Vapur-Mahatma. So see, again, we come to that interesting point in this chapter when both Arjun and Krishna cannot speak. Krishna cannot speak because he is changing from his from the cosmic form to his own normal form. And Arjun cannot speak because he's seeing that 1,000-armed form changing to the 2-armed form, to the normal Krishna. So Sanjay continues the commentary and he speaks that Vasudev, Lord Krishna, withdraws his cosmic form and manifestation and reveals his own gentle form as Krishna that Arjun is used to seeing, Arjun's friend. He comes to that form, comforting and pacifying Arjun, who was terrified. So this is verse number 50. 51. Arjun uvachah drashtvedam manusham rupam tav saumyam janardana Idanimasmi samvrittah sacheta prakritim gataha. So Arjun spoke. Having seen this gentle form of yours, O Janardhan, my mind is composed and I am restored to my own nature, Prakriti, my So basically meaning to myself, right? So let's take this up word by word. Arjuna Vach is Arjun spoke, Drishtva having seen, idam this, Manusham, human, Rupam, form, Tav, your, Somyam, which is gentle, Janardhan is name for a Krishna, meaning the well-wisher of the people, Idanim, now, Asmi, I am, Samvrita, composed, Sachet, with my mind. I mean, so equipped with my mind. That means my faculties have returned to me. So Sachet, Chet is your Chetan. Sachet is with mind. Prakritim, to nature actually. So it means to my state. I mean, so my faculties are working now. Gataha is restored. So that is what the verse translates to, that Arjun spoke, having seen this human gentle form of yours, O Janardhan, with mind composed, I am now restored to myself, my own nature. So let's chant it. Arjun uvachah drishtvedam manusham rupam tav somyam janardana इदानीमस्मि संवृत्तः सचेता प्रकृतिं गतः. So Arjun, seeing Krishna returning to his human form, is comforted, calmed, and restored to his own self or his own nature. Till now, Arjun was bewildered, with especially when the form had changed to that terror-inspiring form. Also, as the scripture progresses, and it's called, it's Bhagavad Gita, the song of the Lord. Please note the change of the meter. So this whole chapter, almost, since the time the vision of the cosmic form appeared, Arjun has been speaking fast, and there were more syllables to the verses. With this 51st verse, we come back to the normal meter of the Bhagavad Gita, because Arjun is now restored to his calm self. So he's continuing. Now he speaks at his normal pace. And because he is calm and he's not overwhelmed or terrified as he had been so far, and he says that I come back to my natural conditioning, my faculties have started functioning, because now he stepped back and he's come back on his spiritual path to the stage which he can handle as per his capacity. So with that, we will conclude today's session.